Hello everyone, this is Sammy from Valor Manufacturing Training, and I'm going to show you our online learning management system as well as how we can customize that management system to your business. And I'm also going to give you a little demo of our advanced reporting features as well as show you some of our actual manufacturing content as well. So here we have our Valor Manufacturing Training Learning Management System. Couple different ways to log in. If you have a username and password, you can just type it in and click login. If it's your first time here, you can create a new account and you'll be sent an email with a link. And if you just want to browse around and take a look at what we have, you can click login as a guest. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. And as you can see here, we have several different training options. All of these are catered towards manufacturers. We have some new employee orientation, which takes new employees through the steps to get acquainted with the company, as well as some HR processes. We have some production training, some maintenance training that covers centrifugal pumps, gearboxes. This includes things like troubleshooting and maintenance. We have some refrigeration training, and we also have some leadership and organizational behavior training for supervisors and management staff. So this portal can be customized to your company. Here we have one for a local pork manufacturing company. As the employee logs in, this is an example of what their screen would look like. All of the courses they are enrolled in, all of the training courses they're enrolled in will show up on their dashboard, and they'll be able to see the percentage of completion of each one of their courses, right? And here is another example of our learning management system customized to your company. You can actually have your logo, your background picture, and even your content as well as our content in your own learning management system. So I'm going to jump right into electrical troubleshooting. I'm going to click on it. You'll get a brief overview of the training module, including the objectives. So I'm going to go ahead and enter. So here is a demo of our actual training content. As you can see, it is highly polished with 3D animation. It has text as well as audio and video. And it has interactive troubleshooting scenarios that were actually made in conjunction with manufacturers. So all of our training, all of our scenarios are based on the real life job and based on interviewing and job shadowing people that actually work these positions in manufacturing plants. So a lot of our training is based on scenarios, and these are realistic scenarios that we made in conjunction with manufacturers. So here we have one for three-phase motor electrical troubleshooting. We have a series of different scenarios that are based on real on-the-job scenarios, and the employee is able to go through each one of these, and they're able to come back at any time to do a refresher on each one of these scenarios, and these are likely to be seen on the job. Our content is also highly interactive. It requires the user to participate in the learning rather than just be a passive observer. So here we have an example of a drag and drop activity. It's asking the employee to name the 3 electrical components. So I'm going to go ahead and complete this right now. We have main power supply, the disconnect, and the electric motor. And let's see if that's correct. And it is. So little activities like this are throughout the training, and they capture the attention of the employee as well as reinforcing concepts that they just learned. It keeps the employee more actively engaged and increases retention of the content. A couple other activities employees are required to do. We have a a large amount of safety training that is built within all of our training modules, and these are training scenarios based on OSHA requirements. One of them, for example, is locking out and tagging out the disconnect when troubleshooting an electric motor. So here the employee actually has to turn off the disconnect, and then they have to lock out the disconnect. So they have to drag the padlock over to the disconnect, and now it shows that it's locked. This is repeated multiple times throughout the training, and what this does is the repetition creates a connection in the employee's brain and allows them to more easily retain this knowledge as sort of a standard operating procedure when operating electrical equipment. And the nature of the content being highly interactive and realistic using 3D animation and drag and drop activities makes it more likely for the employee to remember these health and safety tips and procedures when they're actually on the job, and will help reduce the occurrence of accidents. At the end of the training module, the employee will be required to take a graded assessment where they will go through everything that they learned, and they will attempt to answer several questions, and this is actually graded. The supervisor of the employee or the manager will be able to take a look at a report for this employee and see how they did on the assessment. They'll be able to see what areas the employee needs help with, and they'll be able to recommend them going back through a certain section of the training or spending some more time on the same training, all available within our learning management system. So at the end of the final assessment, the employee will see whether they passed or not. They'll be given several options. They can restart the course, they can retry the assessment, they can review it, or they can go back to the scenario selection. So from a supervisor point of view, the supervisor can then go in and look at the report for this training. So here we have the supervisor logged in. They can go to the reports and they can take a look at John Smith here. It looks like he's had 2 attempts. He got a 75 and a 78. And they can even drill down a little further. They can see the status, the time, and the score. They can look at the track details where they can get actual data as to how he answered the questions. And they can even they can break down even further into the data, and they can get an even more accurate picture of the training. The supervisors and the managers also have access to a training dashboard where they can see data analytics of multiple different courses, multiple different users. They can get interactive pie graphs. They can see how employees did on the quizzes for some of their training modules. And there's a lot of different data that you have access to as a manager or supervisor. So this is just a brief overview of what our learning portal is like and how it can be customized to your company. And I hope that you enjoyed. Have a good day.